Welcome back to Cinemagna. In today's video, we will showcase the cast and crew interviews of the 2023 American romantic comedy film, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 3. The film is written and directed by Nia Vardalos, starring Vardalos, John Corbett, Louis Mandylor, Elena Kampouris, Giacarides, Joey Fatone, Lainey Kazan, and Andrea Martin. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel to be notified when new videos are released.
Hooray! I packed my bags. I knew it was going to happen. I mean, I don't feel that the story of My Big Fat Greek Wedding ended, so I think it's just a continuing family saga, and it felt natural to hear that there was going to be a third one. To reunite with all my castmates, well, it was particularly dynamic because we all met in Greece. I mean, after all these years, to see everybody in our homeland, in the movie's homeland, that was pretty powerful and very emotional, actually, especially since Michael Constantine was not there. So in place of Michael there, we tried to form a unity in support of him. I think the script does honor him. I think it's really about him and kind of the end of his story, kind of the full circle of his story, to go back to the place that he was born in. And from his growing up in Greece, he was able to impart all the fabulous wisdom and philosophy that he did in the last two movies. And so I think it was a really natural way to do this third movie. It's like a storybook village, and it just steps right off the page and really enhances, I think, the story that Nia wrote. It was really easy to be the character in that village. You know, you didn't feel like an actress. The minute I walked on, I felt like this was my homeland. It was really powerful. It was a fabulous asset to have Nia as the director because, first of all, she never had to stop and say, let me ask the writer, because she is the writer. So I thought it was very fluid. And I thought it enhanced the scenes because she knew exactly what she wanted. You know, she's lived this life. That was really beneficial. I think gratitude is the first word that I feel, that I would have been asked to do this part. And the part was, I didn't know it at the time, was really close to who I am as an Armenian woman. And it was a real gift to be able to play a character that's a little larger than life, but really no larger than life of every Armenian woman that I know. So it feels really natural to play the part. That's one thing. That's the kind of character development. But over the last 20 years, and I've done many things over the last 20 years, I would say without a doubt this character and this movie or franchise is the one thing that people, if they know me, know. They might not know the Tony Award-winning performance. I mean, they might not know of anything I've done on Broadway or any television show I've done recently or that's on the air now, but they know My Big Fat Greek Wedding. I think that every family, it's been my experience in the last 20 years, that no matter what your nationality is or your culture is, everybody has a Joey Fatone or has an Aunt Vula. So they're all easily identifiable. So I think people feel like they're part of an extended family when they come up to Joey or they come up to me. No one's shy when they say it. They're totally excited. And I don't mean excited because they're seeing somebody that they know. I think they feel like, well, they're seeing a family member, and they're really so warm and generous in their excitement when anybody really comes up to me. So it's very comforting. If this movie can bring some pleasure, some act of decency, some act of joy in the place that we're in as a country, as a world, I think we feel coming out of the pandemic detached, and we felt isolated. And I think this movie bridges all that and says, come into our arms and you're no longer alone. I think the movie will do that. Based on the last 20 years of people coming up to me, I think people will sit back in their seats and feel taken care of.
when we heard that number 3 was happening, I was deeply excited. I didn't expect it, I really didn't. Like, we sort of dreamed of it. And the first 2 films we shot in beautiful Toronto, and it was gorgeous, as Chicago. And we really had a great time. We really explored Toronto and had a really good time. It was a good bonding time. The first film was 22 years ago. Second film was 7 years ago. So when we heard about this one and there was a whisper on the ground that it was going to be in Greece, it was ridiculously exciting.
I've only been to Greece a very small portion at a time back in the day with NSYNC. It was in Crete, actually. So we never got a chance to see any. I've never been to Mykonos. I still haven't been there yet. But to be in Athens and then to be here in Corfu where we were shooting is freaking awesome. You know, it was one of those things because for me, when I was with the group, it was like 1 or 2 days you're in and you're out. Here I'm here for a couple of weeks. So then it's first of like getting adjusted to the time zone. And then it was finally, all right, let's go to this beach. Let's check out this place. Let's have a drink here. Let's find out just culture. Let's just go see this. Let's go see the Poseidon's, building of this and that. And it was just really, really cool just to be able to have the time to do that and to be here in Greece.
We get to do all the really fun stuff. Like suddenly we're on a travelogue of Greece doing everything fun that you could possibly want to do in Greece. And there we are doing it together and having a ball because he's always cracking me up, making me laugh. So to be here all together has been incredible. It's like a reuniting of a true family. And we have this added bonus of all these delicious new characters. And the new actors that are in this movie are just, honestly, stars on the rise. Like the young actors who have been cast in the roles of Christos, Kama, and of course we have beautiful Elena back playing Paris, and Elias playing Aristotle. So we've just got a wealth of new characters.
Honestly, having Nia as the director, she always, to be honest, always felt like the director to me. Because, she was the one that wrote everything on paper. She was the one that was her family. So we always went to her and kind of was like, hey, what do you feel? Or what is this? Or what should I do? How should I do it? And that's kind of how it went about from 1, 2, and 3.
That's the truth. I mean, the passion and the heart of this story coming from her and her true life, it always informed everything that the past 2 directors, they guided beautiful films and films that were delightful to watch. But Nia was truly the heart of it, and we did run everything by her, and we wanted her input always. And it was always fun to be in a scene with her, and then, she often would let us all run over and look at playback, and that's a lot of fun, and do it again. And having her actually sitting at that director's chair has been so exciting. And I've been pulling my camera out all the time and taking pictures of it because I just feel like a proud cousin, sister,
true.
Whatever. It's just gorgeous watching her do it.
Agreed. Yeah, because she's doing, all
she's
3
doing
hats.
a great job.
She's writing, she's directing, and she's acting in it as well.
It's exciting.
So it's interesting when she's like, all right, cut. Now I have to get in the makeup. Bye. And she goes off and then comes back. So, it's a lot of hard work, but, we try to, for us, I think that's what's great about her, and I think the reason why she did bring a lot of us and pretty much all of us back was due to the fact that she trusts us. She knows that we're going to handle the job and do what we need to do, and she can worry about what she needs to do there on that side. It's almost like, all right, yep, cool, great, I love it. All right, perfect, let's go. It's been kind of interesting because of the fact that, as you know, that Michael Constantine passed away, who played Gus, who played our uncle, basically.
Yeah.
And, it was one of the things, because I remember that they were even talking about, they had the script and everything was written, it was done, we were ready to kind of go. And, obviously the pandemic hit and everything hit, and then he got very sick. And I even remember her, telling us that he's texted, even saying, oh, you know what, go do the film without me, blah, 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 even if I'm, not okay, kind of thing. And sadly enough, he did pass. And we were like, okay, I guess we're not doing this. This is not happening now. And she found a way to pay an amazing homage to him, but also, really open up the Portocalis family a lot more.
Yeah.
You get to see them a lot more.
And to write such an interesting twist of journey for him. He's not in our film. He's in all of our hearts. He's not physically there, but he's really present. And because of the delicious twist in his life, to give him that kind of exciting, unexpected background, we all feel him, and even some people get to say, there you go. Mm-hmm. Like characters get to actually have lines. So we feel his energy, and he's in the story. And
now it's on my leg.
Yeah. Oh, yes, Joey Fatone. Okay, Joey has a brand new tattoo.
It says, there you go, Gus.
There you go,
The,
Greek flag and Gus.
You know, obviously it's part of me. These movies were all a part of me.
And he just had that tattoo done in Corfu.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been pretty amazing, you know, the impact that the Portocalis family had on the world, I honestly would say. I mean, it hit home to a lot of different countries, I think, just because you always have the loud uncles or the loud family, or, you know, the big whatever wedding it may be,
Yeah.
whether it be Italian, you know, Greek, Irish, it doesn't matter. We all have those families that we have that bond, and there's always whatever the tradition is.
So
you know,
true.
it could be completely different or whatever religion, but it's always that same connection and bond with the family. And that's kind of what comes
And
first.
I've had people come up to me from Italian background, Indian, everything, and say, I don't care what that is, that it's Greek, that's my family. And they're Pakistani, they're French, they're Jewish, and they relate completely to it.
For me, I always wanted to be an actor, but I was with a group in sync. And to be able to audition and be a part of this, you know, kind of thrown in.
You'd gone into Playtone, right, to talk to Gary
Yeah,
about
I was just talking about
projects.
some other stuff with NSYNC, and they happened to be like, well, there's an audition for a movie you might be perfect for because they just need you for a couple of days, but also you look Greek. So I went in, I wrote, you know, read the thing, and they're like, all right, we'll let you know in a couple of weeks, and they called me back. I was like, oh my gosh. So, you know, coming there and you know, into Toronto and meeting Gia and Nia and everybody, it was one of those things where here's your family, let's act, let's perform. And then as you start acting, though, you start performing and hanging out and then spending time. And then again, 22 years later, we're still here, you know, the third one. You know what's really cool about the third one? I think it's now that perfect timing.
Oh my God.
Everybody needs this kind of
The
film.
world has
you
been
know?
a little sad the last few years. I mean, there's always a lot of heavy stuff going on in the world, but it's ready for another My Big Fat Greek Wedding. It just really is. I love for audiences in this film that it's dealing with acceptance and actually being on your own journey. Even though there's a wedding, and even though each of the films has had a wedding, this one for me is really about a solo journey, but in the most joyous way. You know, Gus is gone. Maria is now on her own. Nia's character Tula is on her own journey for her father. And it's just, we meet the new character Victory, who's incredible. And Alexandra has raised that boy alone. Like, it's really about solo journeys, but uniting of a whole village. It's a very strong film. It made me cry my eyes out, this film. I don't know if I'm more emotional at my age now than I was 22 years ago.
I cry when I read a Hallmark card, so yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
it really touched me, this one. It really touched me.
Again,
it's extraordinarily deep.
It's exciting because you're also getting to see into the Portocalis family. Like you said, you know, we're actually going to roots now. We're going to their hometown, their land. You know,
we're
the
going
homeland.
back. We're going
So
back.
I think that's what's really cool, to get a chance to now see the culture of, and I mean, obviously of Greece and the culture of what they have to offer and everything. So it's really cool.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.